The jump relay went dark under Priya Nair's hands, and every alarm on the bridge of the trade cutter Meridian screamed at once. She had one job on the Kalvex frontier: keep the merchant lanes open, keep the relays humming, keep 3,000 human freighters moving through Council space without incident. Now the relay was gone, and with it every route home. "Talk to me," she said, gripping the console. Her voice stayed level even as her stomach dropped. Her engineer, Tomas Reyes, was already pulling diagnostic threads. "It's not damage. Somebody shut it down." From the far side, "All 14 frontier relays, Priya, at once." She had built her career on reading systems before they broke. This did not read like a malfunction. It read like a door closing. The Council transmission came 4 minutes later, broadcast on every band, in the flat synthetic voice the Kalvex used for edicts. The Concord of Peaceful Passage was suspended. Human vessels in Council space were declared unlawful transit. All human relays, jump anchors, and navigation beacons were seized. Ships would be escorted to holding orbits, and their crews detained pending tribunal. Priya listened to it twice. Then she looked at the tactical display and understood what the Council did not. "They think they've trapped us," she said quietly. Tomas laughed once, without humor. "There are 3,000 of us scattered across their whole frontier and maybe 100 of their warships. They have trapped us." "No." She pulled up the relay network, the real one, the one her people had spent 9 cycles building while the Kalvex watched and approved and never once asked how it worked. "They cut the anchors we let them see." "Tomas, who moves through those relays?" He stared. "Everyone, their supply convoys, their fleet tenders." He stopped. "Their entire logistics grid," Priya finished. "The Council doesn't build jump infrastructure. They never did. They found it beneath them. Hauling, anchoring, relay maintenance, the boring work. So they let the humans do it. Every warship in the Kalvex fleet reaches its patrol sector through a human-built relay. Every supply run, every reinforcement." The bridge went silent as the crew absorbed it. "They just declared our relays unlawful," Priya said. "They just seized them, which means the moment we power down the ones they actually depend on, their whole empire stops moving. And they did it to themselves." It was the most dangerous idea she had ever had, and she knew it the instant she said it aloud. 3,000 civilian ships. If she was wrong about even one Kalvex fast response squadron holding independent jump capability, she was condemning all of them. The first Kalvex escort found the Meridian within the hour. It was a lean interdiction frigate, the Serrated Dawn, and its commander opened a channel with the unhurried confidence of someone who has already won. "Human vessel, you are detained. Power your drive to standby and prepare for boarding. Resistance extends your sentence." The Kalvex who appeared on screen had the pale banded crest of a career officer. His designation was Warden Sethiel, and Priya had dealt with his type before at customs inspections. Patient, precise, certain that patience and precision were the only virtues a species needed. "Warden," she said, "I'd like to file a formal objection to the tribunal. Objections are heard at holding orbit. Power down. I can't do that. I have a relay maintenance protocol running. If I drop main power, the protocol interprets it as a hull breach and initiates safe mode across the network." Sethiel's crest shifted. "Then cancel the protocol." "I can't cancel it remotely. None of us can. That's the whole point of the design. It was in the specifications your engineering board approved." She let that land. "Your board did read them." A pause. Priya watched him decide she was stalling, watched him decide it did not matter. "You have misunderstood your position," Sethiel said. "Comply, or the Serrated Dawn will disable your vessel." Understood, she said, and she reached over and shut down the Kalvex resupply relay at Anchor 6. She did not do it dramatically. She simply entered the maintenance command she was fully authorized to enter. The command to take a relay offline for servicing. The routine act she had performed 100 times. Across a region of space larger than a dozen star systems, a jump anchor folded its field and went dark. Nothing seemed to happen. For 90 seconds, nothing did. Then Sethiel's channel crackled. Behind him, an officer was speaking rapidly. The warden's attention split. When he turned back to the screen, something in his crest had changed. "You have disabled a council anchor," he said. "I've taken it offline for servicing. As is my job. The one your council just declared unlawful." Priya kept her hands moving as she talked, cueing the next command and the next. "Warden, your interdiction squadron staged out of Anchor 6. Check your return route." She watched him check it. She watched the certainty go out of him. "There are other anchors," Sethiel said. "There are 14 frontier relays, and every one of them routes Kalvex traffic. I can take them offline one at a time or all together. Your council seized them from us this morning. But seizing a relay and operating one are different things, and your people never learned the second part." She leaned toward the screen. "You have a fleet spread across your whole frontier, Warden. In 1 hour, none of it can jump home." Sethiel did the correct thing. She had expected him to. He fired. The serrated Dawn's forward batteries scored the Meridian's flank, and the cutter shuddered, and somewhere aft Tomas was shouting about a coolant line. It was the right move for the Warden, decisive and immediate, and it created Priya's first real setback. Because the Meridian was a maintenance cutter, not a warship, and one more volley would gut her. But firing on the Meridian meant the serrated Dawn had committed to a target instead of running for the anchor. And Priya had counted on Kalvex certainty the way she counted on gravity. "Tomas, reroute the whole protocol authority to the freighter net. Now that gives it to 3,000 ships. We lose central control. That's the idea. Do it." It was the choice she could not take back. She had held the only master key to the human relay network, the single point where the Kalvex could have forced compliance if they had captured her ship intact. Now, she was scattering that authority across 3,000 civilian crews she could not command and could not recall. If any one of them panicked, if any one of them cut a deal, the plan fractured. But it also meant that destroying the Meridian would accomplish nothing. There was no longer a head to cut off. She opened a channel to Sethiel as the second volley charged. "Warden, killing me doesn't restore your anchors. I just gave the shutdown authority to every human ship in your space. You can chase 3,000 freighters across your entire frontier while your fleet sits stranded. Or you can stop shooting and listen." The second volley did not come. Across the Kalvex frontier, it was already happening. Priya could see it bloom across her tactical display as freighter after freighter acknowledged the transfer and one by one took their assigned anchors offline. Not in anger, in the flat routine of maintenance logs. A relay at the mining reaches went dark, stranding a fleet tender. A relay at the shipyard approaches folded, and a squadron of Kalvex cruisers found their jump solution dissolve into nothing. The Empire did not explode. It simply stopped, ship by ship, sector by sector, coasting on sublight with nowhere to go and no way to get there. The Council had 100 warships on the frontier. Within 2 hours, 96 of them could not jump. The remaining 4 held old internal drives and could crawl between neighboring stars over weeks. An empire that measured its reach in an afternoon now measured it in months. Sethiel's channel reopened. The serrated Dawn's guns had gone cold. "You will restore the anchors," he said, but the shape of the sentence had changed. It was not an order anymore. It was closer to a question. "I'll restore them," Priya said. "When the Concord is reinstated, the seizure order is withdrawn, and every human crew in your space has safe passage home." Not before. She let out a slow breath. "Warden, I don't want your empire. I want the door open again. You closed it. You handed us the only hinge and then closed the door, and you called it a trap." On the screen, Sethiel was quiet for a long moment. Around his ship, she knew, the frontier fleet drifted powerless, magnificent, and useless. Hundreds of warships turned to expensive stations. By a maintenance command, any of her crews could type in their sleep. "Your council will convene," he said at last. "This will take time. I have time. My relays are offline. Yours are the ones on a clock." She glanced at the mining reaches, where a stranded Kalvex tender was already broadcasting distress. Its water reserves were finite. That was the part that would bring the council to the table faster than any threat. Not the warships, but the crews aboard them who needed to breathe and drink and could not reach a port. She keyed one last command, the mercy she had decided on before she ever pulled the authority. The life support relays, the ones that fed the frontier stations where Kalvex families lived, she left running. She could have taken those too. She chose not to, and she let Sethiel see her choose it. The difference between a species that traps and a species that declines to. The serrated Dawn escorted the Meridian to holding orbit after all. But it was an escort of equals now, a wounded cutter and a warship that could not go home, drifting together toward a negotiation neither had wanted. Tomas came up from the coolant deck with burns on his forearms and stood beside her, looking at the display, at the vast stalled arc of an empire that had trapped itself the instant it thought it had trapped them. "They're going to hate us for this," he said. Maybe. Priya watched the stranded fleet hang motionless against the stars, 96 warships waiting on a door they no longer controlled. But the next time they think about closing it, they'll remember who holds the hinge.